back to what Gonzalo says, if a country like Italy quits the euro, it's curtains. I mean, the whole thing will just collapse. The financial markets would immediately conclude the euro was going. There would be massive issues about debt. I mean, remember, the whole system of the euro now is underpinned by debts by the European Central Bank, by the sovereign debt of the southern European countries. The whole structure would come crashing down. It would bring down the European Union with it, in my opinion. And of course, it would probably trigger major ructions in the economic system in Europe. But having said that, I'm absolutely sure it will come, because every attempt to try and, keep the thing going, all it's done is it's highlighted the system's fragility and made it more complicated and more burdensome, and ultimately guaranteeing that the problems, when they come together, will be bigger, and the effect will be even more chaotic. So I think it's going to come. I've no doubt about it, none at all.
Yeah, because we should never underestimate the cleverness of the people running these particular institutions to keep things going long past the sell-by date. Yes. I mean, they're very clever at that.
Absolutely. Well, the euro system should have been abandoned in 2011, 2012. I mean, it's been living. I mean, that was when it became clear that this is not really going to function as a currency area and a united monetary area. So, I mean, they've been able to keep it going ever since. And of course, all that they're doing is that they're making sure that when the collapse comes, it will be far more catastrophic than it would have been if it had been all wound up in 2011, 2012. On the contrary, then,
by the way, I was laughing.
Straightforward. Go on.
Yeah, I was laughing at the comment that Alex posted. Somebody said that Croatia, I didn't know this, that Croatia was going to join the euro in January 1st of 2023.
True.
Perfect timing. You're arriving when the party is about to go back.
I mean, I asked that question to you guys because, you always get the pushback from, you would say they're very smart economists, financial experts who say, that's crazy. It's not, the euro's not going anywhere. Europe's not going anywhere. It's too big to collapse.
Too big to fail. I've heard that before.
Yeah. It's just stop all this stuff about
catastrophism,
the EU currency collapse and all of this, because it's just too embedded in the entire system for it to go anywhere.
Well, economists shouldn't be taken seriously. Contemporary economists should not be taken seriously because ultimately they are propagandists. They are people who are spouting the right sort of BS in order to prop up the current establishment. They are not scientists by any stretch of the imagination. They are social scientists. I mean, you do keep in mind, economics came out of philosophy. What's his name? The Wealth of Nations. Adam Smith.
Yeah, Anderson
was a philosopher, and economy was considered a part of philosophy. Then it transitioned into social sciences, and then in the 70s, under Paul Samuelson and some others, they wholesale imported physics into economics to give a patina of scientism to the endeavor. But economics is, as it's currently practiced, macroeconomics. Yeah, certainly on a level of finance, microeconomics, it's been an incredibly useful tool. But insofar as macroeconomic theory is concerned, it's just a load of balderdash. You cannot take it seriously. And so if any economist starts saying, "Oh, the euro will always exist," and blah blah, that's just propaganda, just feel good propaganda. That's just lies.
Absolutely. Can I just say, I like that word scientism. I'll remember it, Gonzalo. But
said here first.
What I always say to people who say something is too big to fail is they look at how many things have been called too big to fail and have failed.
Soviet Union.
The Soviet Union, you can go all the way back to, Babylon, the Roman Empire. Everything sooner or later fails. The question is not, is it too big to fail? It is how fragile, how sound it currently is. If the structure is unsound, sooner or later, more likely sooner than later, it will fail. So, I mean, this isn't an argument. It's just people
It's just
trying
nonsense.
to convince themselves ultimately. I think that's really what it's more
That's
about than anything
That's
else. Yeah.
I mean, you do have to understand that the euro, for a big chunk of its early existence, the euro and the euro bonds was essentially German vendor financing. That's what was going on. The southern countries were able to issue debt and use those euros to go and buy German goods and services, and the Germans were happy because they could reinvest their euros into these euro bonds. It was only in 2012 when the ability to pay of the southern economies came into question. That's when the whole system, that's when we all realized who was swimming naked, And so, the whole proposal of the euro, it was a German project. There's a reason that the European Central Bank is located in Frankfurt and not in Brussels or some other EU state. It was a German proposition. It worked like a charm for them for a while. And now it's come to the end of its usefulness.